Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go on a glorious Saturday evening. Okay. Look, we have a lot to get to. LSU got a commitment. We are hopefully going to get to play some commitment footage a little bit later. Obviously, it is a 2024 player. So you know how I feel about that. Obviously, it's all good news, but there's still a super duper long way. We are going to talk some recruiting a little bit later. I also want to talk about name, image, and likeness. Type Y for yes, type N for no right now in the chat. Do you believe LSU is potentially behind in name, image, and likeness? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Let me know what you think about that. And then obviously, we're going to talk about potential college football playoff aspirations. Is this a roster right now that you feel under the new coaching staff that can potentially make a college football playoff run? Is that within the realm of possibilities, right? Is it possible? I'm not asking you if you think it's going to happen. Is it possible? That's all I want to know. So I heard from one of our top viewers, you guys know how much I love Nurse Cord, that you're not feeling the best. I hate to hear that. I've got to say this. Your health and everybody's health is my number one priority. Always let me know how you're feeling. Matt, good to see you. Brandon, good to have you back. Skipper, Tony, got a one-on-one Patreon call today with Tony. That was really cool. We'll be chatting with Skipper and everybody that is a patron. Cliff, good to see you. Getting to know each and every one of you guys every single day is a lot of fun. There's Mick right there. There's Buster. We're going to talk about Jaden Daniels here in just a second. Marcus, our newest patron, thank you so much for supporting us. Normal Guy is in here as well. You know how much I appreciate you. You're always one of the most energetic commenters. Gotta love it. Jared, good to see you. And look, for me, I do think if every ball were to bounce your way, that LSU is within the realm of possibility of going to a college football playoff. Last year, the year before, it wasn't great for my channel to say, and be honest, when I was just starting, that I don't think that roster was going to reach college football playoff. I said it wasn't within the realm of possibility. And it turned out it really wasn't. I do think it is within the realm of possibility. It's not as if I'm expecting that to happen, but I do think it is a potential happening. So I will share, I know like the big story, this is something I tweeted out last night. Recruiting trumps all when it comes to clicks. It just does. So I should just be talking about a 2024 tight end right now. But the truth is, this has always been my thing with the recruiting, unless it is a quarterback. And it's not really because of quarterback's positional importance. It's that you only get one every class, especially for 2024, since it's not looking too great for LSU to land a superstar quarterback in 2023 at the moment. But this is how I always feel about 2024 commitments, okay? Same thing is the case for JoJo Stone, a really fun 2024 kid that just committed a few weeks ago. I just don't talk a whole lot about 2024 because 2023 is hard enough. And I think one thing we tend to forget about recruiting is, honestly, there is an infinite amount of recruits. Whereas if we're talking about the current roster, we know who's on the current roster, right? And we know who's on Alabama's roster. So that is also part of the reason why I don't talk too much 2024. Obviously, I'm really excited about Trades Green. He does play tight end. That would be a very nice pickup. He is the number 1 player right now in the state of Louisiana for 2024. And they also have the young man from Jonesboro, really talented linebacker committed. So Debo Atkins. So they do have 3 2024 commits. We will talk about Galloway, and we'll chat about a lot tonight. You guys know live streams. There's only a few topics I can put in the title. We have got a lot to get to. I'm feeling good. It is a Saturday night. I'm wearing my New Roads, Louisiana Mardi Gras t-shirt. And I'm feeling great. What's up, A-Mac? Good to see you. Looking fresh. I love it. Cliff, president of PHL. The O-line has to overachieve to win 9 to 10 games, much less anything else. So right now, according to the poll question, this actually isn't even a college football playoff poll question. This is just a very basic question here. Is LSU a lock to finish in the AP top 25? Now, remember, this isn't a power ranking. This is all about, do you think the media will see LSU as a top 25 team at the end of next season? I think it's even more curious to see if the media is going to have LSU in its initial top 25. Let's go to Max's super chat. Max, our resident Miami Dolphins PHLer, our resident president of the New York City chapter of PHL, along with our guy Noel. And Noel hadn't been here in a while, but got to shout out Max. He's always showing me love. Max, also part of the PHL youth movement. I love seeing some young PHL blood in the chat. I love it. I'm stopping in to say what's good and to show love to the hashtag PHL family. Having said that, I think expectations need to be tempered down. It's Brian Kelly's first year. It's going to be any year. I believe it'll be next year. So I'm going to show this to you. Really, y'all better get some clap emojis in the chat right here, because I'm about to show you something. Boom. Was only up for a second. These are my SEC projections. So today I went through every SEC game, and I have my final record for LSU right in front of me. And it's probably not going to be something that y'all are going to be super gung-ho about, but it's how I feel right now just after looking at the schedule initially, right? And one thing I think it is very important whenever you're actually doing SEC projections is for you to print out an entire matrix of the SEC schedule, because there is something that's not talked a whole lot about. Sometimes it's not who you play, but when you play them, right? So for me personally, what's up, Jared? I hope you're still in Baton Rouge. I hope you're still knocking out all those oysters. I know you're a big oyster fan. We'll talk about Chase Basantis coming up. He's got an announcement, a top 100 offensive lineman. Part of the reason why I don't want to talk about it is because he is trending towards Texas A&M. We've talked about Basantis quite a bit in the Patreon Discord as well. We'll get to Chase in just a second, okay? But, yeah, I do agree with this, right? First year, I actually agree with this. I think next year's schedule does set up really nicely for LSU. You know, a few years from now, your season opener is going to be versus USC in Vegas. That's the 2024 schedule. 2023 schedule sets up actually really nicely for LSU. So I am a believer that 2023 is going to be a big year for LSU. You're going to have a strong framework class, and the framework class for me is always the class that is 2 years prior to the season. So the framework class for 2022 was the 2020 class, right? You have all your prime best players automatically just by default, because you can't go to the NFL before 3 years, right? So for me, next year, that roster is going to be very loaded. You're going to get prime Mason Smith, prime Jack Besh, prime Malik Neighbors. And look, I know there was a viral clip of Rohan Davey just chilling, saying that Jamar Chase is within the realm of possibility for Malik Neighbors. And maybe he is. And if that's the case, then you're looking at a potential national championship run next year, right? So, yeah, I do agree with this, Max. I really do. 25-26. That's true, right? Death Valley and Death Valley, a true home and home. And Chris, I know you are a big fan of actually playing games on campus. Should be undefeated going into the Tennessee game. Yeah, and man, that Tennessee game is going to be tough. I think Tennessee's really good. I really do. I really do. Okay. William, thank you for the super chat. You get to pick the next topic. There you go. Man, I'm just feeling great tonight. I just am. I'm here in the house alone. I've not had dinner yet. Haley is actually bringing me my dinner. She went and got some Rotolos. Are you kidding me? So we might have some PHL and pizza tonight. Let's go. Let's freaking go. But I got a lot of really cool things heading your way. So don't forget, if you sign up for the PHL Patreon, I'm hooking you up with our new PHL Booger Bands. And this actually doesn't have anything about Boog on it. It's just a little basic band. A few of you guys requested this. Power Hour LSU. You can see it. That's actually my other band. You can see these actually go well together. So join the PHL Patreon. I'll send you these right here. If you join tonight, I'll send them to you. Yeah, Edward, I probably shouldn't. I mean, everything is so expensive now, right? I probably shouldn't have splurged on this pizza, but Rotolo's food is just so good. It's my favorite. It's my favorite pizza. It just is. I would do anything for Rotolo's PHL partnership. I do my shows from Rotolo's. They are by far my favorite chain restaurant in Louisiana. By far. Man, I love a lot of Louisiana chain restaurants. I'm a big Cane's guy. I just love Louisiana food. And I'm not just talking about like seafood and what we're known for. I'm talking about like other like Louisiana establishments that do non-traditional Louisiana food, right? Josh said 7-5 is being realistic. William, one of our patrons. William, you get to pick the next topic. You go right on ahead. I have a feeling we're getting 3 more patrons to go along with me, Nurse Court, and a few others. Derek's a part of it. Can't wait to see it. Buster, good to see you. Leon, let's go, Leon. I love it. You know, look, Leon, I got to bring this up. The most interesting recruiting story that happened today. Obviously, Chase Basantis is a big commitment tomorrow. But Malik Bryant, what the Hades is going on here, right? Are the Gators now going to start trolling Miami fans? Because I was told, hey, I got my recruiting sources. Carter Malik Bryant, he's coming into Miami tomorrow. And I love this kid. He's kind of your old school, bigger linebackers, right? Think of who in here remembers Al Wilson? Al Wilson, right? He had the neck roll, wore number 27 at Tennessee. And I hated the Tennessee Vols. Al Wilson was iconic. Forget Peyton Manning and his offensive lineman face mask. Forget T. Martin. Forget Peerless Price. I'm kidding. I was a fan of T. Martin and Peerless Price. That Tennessee team had a lot of swag. But Al Wilson, that's an old school thumper, right? Like in the mold of like Brian Bosworth. Malik Bryant is that dude. And he has a recruiting party scheduled. And hours before he says, I'm not committing today, but I'm still going to have my party. Malik says, it's my party and I won't commit if I don't want to. I won't commit if I butchered that. I know YouTube's going to be saying, hey, that song was too much like the original and it was bad, so we're going to demonetize your entire channel for that. It was very interesting. I'm just saying. So William wants to talk about Tavion Galloway. So let's do it. So obviously, you just go pull up, his tape. The first thing is he's only a high school sophomore. So this is always the thing, right? Whenever you talk about tight ends, every tight end, did he play basketball? Huh? You think about it with Antonio Gates. Obviously, that's like the most famous example of that. But yeah, Tavion Galloway is a basketball player, along with obviously being a football player. Plays a lot of defensive end as well, but he is viewed as a tight end. Now, is he this field stretching Kyle Pitts supernova athlete kind of guy? No, but he's a traditional tight end, right? I view William, just, to put it this way, out of the two tight end commitments LSU currently has already locked in, Galloway and Mac Markway have something in common, a small sample size of just film that you could just go watch, right? So Mac Markway was hurt throughout his entire junior season. And for those that don't know, Markway is the 2023 tight end committed for that class, for this class, excuse me. And 2024 is obviously the next year. So the thing is, Galloway hasn't even become a junior yet. So he's not done growing. He's not done developing. I mean, he could just not grow anymore, but I doubt it. The kid's a freak in terms of his size, right? So once again, it's important now because tight end means different things now, because you do have these Kyle Pitts, Eric Gilbert, Brock Bowers kind of guys. But yeah, I mean, who's to say Galloway can't become that? So obviously a really nice pickup, where tight end, of course, the cupboard is very bare. So LSU's got a tight end committed for 2023. They have a tight end committed in 2024. Louisiana's number one player is a tight end in 2024, which is kind of random. It's not normal. Louisiana is not known for tight end production, right? So it is very interesting, very good. And something else, William, that does matter, and this does matter a lot, okay? It may not matter to some of you, okay, because some of you aren't on social media. It is kind of my job to stay, on the screen when you do YouTube stuff. But obviously YouTube is different than Twitter, okay? A lot of recruits use Twitter and Instagram. The one thing I'll say about Galloway is we knew this was coming for months, okay? We knew it. How did we know it? Because this kid has repped LSU for months. This wasn't one of those kinds of things where you honestly didn't know where he was going. He was 99.9999 repeating Texas Instruments calculator going to LSU. He has pushed LSU, and I don't follow recruits, but if you open up your Twitter algorithm, you just open up the Twitter timeline, you'll see his stuff on the timeline all the time. Go Tigers this, LSU that, Brian Kelly this is that, da-da-da. And that matters probably to 90% of you. Some of you don't care about recruiting at all. So the truth still remains the same, William. This was big. This was really, really big, okay? In that he is going to put the recruiting efforts out on his own behalf. He really loves LSU. And to that means something to me, okay? Especially considering this is a kid that is not a Louisiana prospect, okay? So, yes, he's from Ohio. Obviously, LSU's done well in Ohio with the Burrow. And if we're being honest, Corey Connor was actually a fine true freshman running back. I understand why he went back to Cincinnati. It was a good opportunity for him. But, yeah, Ohio produces good football players as well. So the kid really wants to go to LSU. Now, does he want to go to LSU because he loves LSU? Or does he love the coaches in like Brian Kelly? We don't know, but the bottom line is he really wants to go to play at LSU. And for me, Donovan, thank you for the super chat here. Haven't caught the live stream in a while, but still loving the channel. Tigers going 9-3 this season. I like it. With a bowl victory. Donovan, I wanted to throw that in there as well. So, yeah, the truth here. Last thing here on Galloway, before we get to Donovan's season prediction here. Wait, Donovan, is this you opening for Miranda Lambert? No. You open for Miranda? Is that what this means? Or does Miranda own what is catch me up on this? I'm low-key a Miranda stan, right? I've been to her little I've been to so she's from a town in Texas, and she's got her own little like storefront. And they make like this like Shirley Temple kind of drink. And I'm a big Miranda Lambert fan. What is it? Another Vice, another but like actually my favorite Miranda song is a deep cut, Baggage Claim. We're my Baggage Claim fans. All right. And knowing what's happening at airports around the country, song has some relevance now, even though that's not what the song is about. But Donovan, this is really cool. Congrats if you had the opportunity to open for one of the most legendary country stars of the modern era. It's really cool. Oh, Miranda Lambert's bar in Nashville. Still really cool. Huh? Miranda, if you're watching this, let Donovan open for you. It'd be big for the PHL community. That's true, Jordan. Michael B is in the house. Mike J, proud patron Mike J. Good to see you. That is cool, Donovan. It's still pretty big, man. It's hard to get in the Nashville circuit. What's up, Black Goatee and D in the Hesday? No way in the world. This world, not Mars, not Neptune, not Uranus, pause, not Pluto. No way in this planet Earth will we finish outside the top 25. We will finish in the top 10. Let's go. So, Donovan, look, Black OT and D agree with you. I don't know if this is D sending this message. You guys know I love D more than Black OT. I'm just kidding. I love both of you equally. I love the Joe Burrow black custom jerseys. Let's go. Let's go. Donovan, do you need me? Haley used to work in the music industry in Nashville. Do you need me to call Miranda Lambert right now? I think I got her number here. Do you need me to call Miranda and say, look, Miranda, let Donovan open for you. Forget these other mid-tier country artists that sing about the same stuff. Let Donovan get up there and at least perform Calling Baton Rouge one time. Okay? Let Donovan open for Miranda. We're going to make it happen, Donovan. I'm going to find some way to get Miranda Lambert on PHL. We're going to say, look, Donovan, this is your opportunity. We're all at once going to say F Blake Shelton. Blake Shelton screwed you over. Gwen Stefani over Miranda Lambert. Are you kidding me? Gwen Stefani? There is no doubt that we are going to support Miranda. You get it? Anybody got that? We're my dad joke fans. Let's go. See, William agrees. William said, yeah, we're supporting Donovan opening for Miranda. I love it, man. Always believe in yourself. One of our many Alabama fans. We used to have a former Alabama player that would join our chats. Or I think he played for Troy. You guys remember this guy? I forgot his name. I need to go look it up. He used to comment all the time. And it's interesting that we have so many PHLers, as in not Alabama fans, but actual LSU fans that watch our channel. Wait, what is it? What's the don't speak thing? What's the don't speak? Hey, I welcome Alabama fans. Look, and I'm not one of those guys that roots for the SEC when they play whoever. I just care about LSU winning. Okay. But the truth is, the channel is better when we have other fans of other teams in here, as long as they aren't doing trolling comments. Oh, yeah, don't speak. Don't. Oh, yes. 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 Oh, man. Alabama fans are welcome here. They are. I don't care if that gets me canceled. As long as they don't troll, I'm happy. Okay. Now, to those who said no, what 25 teams are better than LSU? So here's what we're going to do, Black OT. And Donovan, this is going to go along with your super chat as well as we work. I'll get Haley in here in a second, and she'll be able to tell us if she knows anybody close to Miranda. And we'll see what happens. Let me pull this up really quickly, though. This is an analytics account that I like a lot, all right? And look, this is very important, Edward O's comment right here, okay? Now, y'all don't get mad when you look at this, but this is what a lot of the sharps and a lot of the analytics community feels about LSU. So what I want to show you is this chart first from K-Ford ratings, okay? So the percentage chance each team has of at least winning Blake SEC games based on preliminary 2022 K-Ford ratings. So obviously you see a lot of teams here, but you notice when you look to the far right, he has LSU finishing, according to his rating system, in theory, 6th in the SEC. Now, remember, they were voted to finish 5th, okay? And K-Ford ratings has LSU only at a 20% chance of going 5-3 in their 8 SEC games, okay? You see that right there? Bottom right corner? 5-3, only a 20% chance, okay? Now, we go to this chart. Percentage chance of each team at least winning blank regular season games based on preliminary K-Ford ratings. He has LSU at only a 3% chance of going 10-2. He has them at a 12% chance of going 9-3. 25% chance of going 8-4. So remember, this isn't just the SEC. This is just the entire schedule. So this is Florida State and the other 3 Renin wins, okay? But you notice here that you go to the far left, the average amount of wins. LSU, Mississippi State, Arkansas, and Auburn are back-to-back right here. You notice 7.1, 6.8, 6.7, 6.5. They're all essentially the same team. They're all essentially the same team in the mind of K-Ford ratings, right? But that's not true either, right? Because so much of what you do in the SEC is based on your schedule. So I don't have this chart pulled up, but according to his actual power ratings, and it could be a her, I don't know, but according to K-Ford's actual power ratings, yes, LSU as a top 25 team in the country just based on talent, coaching, and his analytics. So to go to Edward O's point about Black Goatee's super chat, it's not about who LSU has played. It's not about how good LSU actually is. It's just the harsh reality that when the AP does their top 25 poll, it is not a power ranking, because no matter how this season ends, as long as LSU goes 7-5, 8-4, based on the strength of schedule, they really are a top 25 team. I do agree that if they go 8-4, they will finish in the top 25. If all 4 of the games aren't just utter slaughter blowouts. Okay.
You want a slice?
Oh, I love a slice. You want to come say hi real quick? Come on.
When I bring you.
Wait, bring the slice. There you go. Then bring me a slice. My little niece. Huh? Zane. Slight agreement. I just had a super chat about Galloway, but we will talk more about Galloway in just a second. Okay. Maybe Donovan doesn't want to open for Miranda Lambert. I'm caught up on this because I want to see our guys succeed. So, Donovan, we're going to work on it. But if you don't want it, if there's someone else, Dirks Bentley, I think Haley knows someone that knows Dirks Bentley. I don't know. She knows a lot of people. Type Y for yes, type in for no. How is the audio? I've been working on a few other projects, so I had to change up my audio. Does the audio sound clear? Is it clean? Do I sound like James Earl Jones in this thing? Audio is good. I trust Chris's judgment. LSU Sway. Oh, look at this. Everyone welcome LSU Sway to the channel. He says he likes to laugh. Oh man, dude, this is official. I mean, this is really classy for YouTube, this avatar. It looks like a very fancy occasion. I like the handbag. I like the classiness here. Very well dressed. I like the hat, top hat. Very bold. Looks like we have this looks like a Union Station type of place, right? Where it's like, you can catch a train, catch a bus, get a shoe shine. The shoes kind of look shiny here. Ooh, John Sibley Butler. LSU is one of the top 7 teams in the country. I like it. So here's what I'll say about that. There are only 2 teams you can 1,000 gazillion % say is way better than LSU right now. Okay. And those teams, Vanderbilt and South Carolina. That's it. Those are the only 2 teams. Kidding. But I do agree with this. I think right now, while I do slightly agree with this in terms of just raw roster talent, LSU is probably a top 7 team in the country, right? Whether you want to rate it on how many first-round picks you have or how many future picks you have. I'll tell you this. I knew it. Oh, Michael B. got a Charles Alexander card. I love it. That's good, Dan. Hey, I'll tell you this, though, Mr. Butler. And I love that last name. Butler's the family name. That's good. What's very interesting is when you look at the overall roster of LSU, if Ed Orgeron had just resembled some kind of decent coach, we would have a national championship roster ready to go right now, right? If locked in Eli Ricks, locked in Eric Gilbert, locked in Siaki Ika, if those guys were here, maybe Marcel Brooks doesn't transfer if we keep running a 3-4. If all those guys are still here, they're a top 1 roster. No less than top 3. But we don't live in a world of woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? have a lot of people. There's Mo Funky. Look at him rocking the PHL shirt. I love it, man. I love it. I've been getting on Mo Funky to show us his PHL shirt. I love it. Want to see them play UL every year? I'll answer this really quickly. I don't think that's a good idea. And it has nothing to do with like UL potentially beating LSU because they would have had a chance these past couple of years. But yeah, it's tough. Oh, look at you.
Here she comes, baby.
Oh, thank you so much. Look at this. I don't know why Bertolos doesn't.
This on the floor.
I don't know why Bertolos doesn't give me a sponsorship. Look at this pizza. Look at that thing. Oh, it's already.
I wish
It's
I could
already.
see this room.
Why are you talking about food more than LSU?
Oh no! Don't call me out on that.
Tell him, Fresh.
Look at you.
Hey, everybody.
Look at you.
Hey, in the house.
Good to see you. So I'm going to take a bite of this, but I do have a special video to show you. Mm-mm.
It's
You're not going to say hi?
Who?
You.
Me? Oh, I just said.
You didn't even show your face. Show your beautiful face.
Hello.
And there you go. Look at the baby.
Oh, I'm so sick of the baby.
All right, really.
Anybody want a baby?
Okay.
Did y'all have fun? They went to Monroe, Louisiana today.
We had a good time.
You have a good time?
Pressy, did we have fun?
Yeah.
That's good. All about the kiddos.
Baby, that pizza looks bomb.
It does look good. All right, well, let me. Oh, look at that. All right, I'm going to play this video for you really quickly. And tell me if you like it.
All right. Love you guys.
Love you. Right here. These never get old.
Furthermore, I'll be playing for a team that I'll look to win multiple SEC titles and national championships with in the near future. And that is the...
Louisiana State University. Go Tigers!
Thank you. Congratulations, Tavion. Thank you. Hey, let's give one more round of applause, you guys. Let's go.
Gotta love it. So, I don't know how you guys feel about that. Every time I see those, it makes me really excited. So, shout out to Tavion Galloway. Never had a proper deep dish. I'm not gonna lie, this is the best pizza I've ever eaten. Best pizza I've ever eaten. Tulane isn't a rival anymore. Now, there are going to be some old schoolers that like the Tulane rivalry. Okay. Everyone, welcome Don Cleteur, 504. Hey, Carter, do you think Jaden inviting the wide receivers to County has a major impact on the QB job? What's good, Carvis? Good to see you. So this has been the number one question I've gotten. So I'll talk about this really quickly. Yes and no. Okay. The first thing here is answer this question. If I were a college student and I were offered an opportunity to go work out in Los Angeles, California during my time off, you better, and I mean better, believe I'm going to go. Okay, even if it's a walk-on quarterback to ask me to go, right? So I'm sure it didn't take much convincing for Jack Besh, Malik Neighbors, and Kayshawn to go out there, right? The truth here is I just don't want to get too carried away with these workouts, but more so want to appreciate that Jaden Daniels did this, okay? Now, why do I think that's really cool? Because you don't get many opportunities to go out to California, right? LA is great. I've only been to LA twice. Loved it both times. I could live in LA. It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. But don't get too carried away by this, right? Now, it's not necessarily a knock on Jaden Daniels. It's just the truth, right? I still think, well, actually, I know Garrett Nussmeier is still putting in a lot of work. And hopefully the same thing is true about Miles Brennan. I've shared this before. I have people close to Jaden that watch the channel. You guys have seen some of those. Obviously, Legacy Dom is close to Jaden. He watches the channel. You've seen some of Nuss's people in here before. I'm for all three of these quarterbacks. And, of course, I'm really for Walker Howard. I love Walker Howard. But I love all four of these quarterbacks. But I'm just not going to get too carried away just by this, right? Because, honestly, the biggest thing that happened this past weekend, as far as memorable stuff that happened for LSU, is, and I don't have the photo here, but I could pull it up in a second. I tweeted it out at Power Hour LSU. Malik Neighbors got to hang out with Odell Beckham Jr. and Jalen Ramsey at the Super Bowl ring ceremony. Now, that's something he'll never forget, right? This is a guy that should have been at Mississippi State, and the JoJo Earl slot opened up. So, yeah. I am more, though, happy to see that JD's been working with Jordan Palmer, which leads us into the next thing. Jordan Palmer is probably the most well-respected quarterback coach that's out there. Obviously, Jordan Palmer's biggest client is Joe Burrow. Okay. So that's obviously really good because there are mechanical things that Jaden needs to work when it comes to the intermediate passing game. Okay. Living in San Diego 3 years, could never live in LA after multiple visits there. Yeah, there are some downsides to LA. Yeah, Michael B., I might get you guys to spam Rotolo in the comments saying that I'm eating their pizza live on air and I swear by their products. And I'm dead serious. I ate Rotolo's every week when I was actually at college. The truth here is I have probably spent over $10,000 there. Really good football player.